Imagine walking into a home where the tea is still steaming on the table, the beds are neatly made, and a child's toy lies forgotten on the floor. Everything is exactly as it should be, except for one chilling detail. Every single person has vanished into thin air. Now imagine that home isn't on a quiet street, but is a massive merchant ship drifting aimlessly in the dead center of the Atlantic Ocean. This is the mystery of the Mary Celeste, a riddle that has defied logic for generations. Despite nearly a century of investigation, 77 years after the case was unofficially closed by historians, we are no closer to the truth today than we were when the ship was first found. The story began on a cold December afternoon in 1872 when a passing vessel spotted the Mary Celeste moving erratically through the waves. When the boarding party climbed onto the deck, they prepared themselves for a scene of carnage. Pirates, perhaps, or a deadly mutiny. Instead, they found a ghost. The ship was in near-perfect condition. The cargo of 1,700 barrels of industrial alcohol was almost entirely untouched. There were no signs of a struggle, no bloodstains, and no storm damage. The only thing missing was the single lifeboat and the 10 souls who had been on board, including Captain Benjamin Briggs, his wife, and their 2-year-old daughter. They had simply stepped off the face of the earth. For decades, the world has been obsessed with finding an explanation. Theories have ranged from the scientific to the supernatural. Some experts suggest a sea quake sent the crew into a blind panic, while others believe the industrial alcohol leaked, creating invisible, foul-smelling fumes that led the captain to believe the ship was about to explode. In this scenario, the family would have scrambled into the lifeboat to wait for the danger to pass, only to watch in horror as the wind caught the Mary Celeste's sails and pulled her away, leaving them stranded in the middle of a bottomless ocean with no oars and no hope. Today, the Mary Celeste stands as the ultimate testament to the sea's power to swallow a story whole. There are no survivors left to tell the tale, and no wreckage to examine. We are left only with the silence of the Atlantic and the haunting image of a ship that kept sailing long after its heart had stopped beating. Some mysteries are never meant to be solved. They are meant to remind us that despite all our technology, the ocean remains a graveyard of secrets that it has no intention of giving up. But the world didn't stop looking for answers. In the decades following the abandonment, the Mary Celeste became a ghost ship in more ways than one. She was sold and resold 17 times, gaining a reputation for being cursed as she suffered through collisions and groundings. However, the human element of the tragedy remained frozen in time. In the early 20th century, reports surfaced of personal items recovered from the ship being passed down through the families of the lost crew. These weren't just artifacts. They were haunting reminders of a morning where a captain's wife left her sewing machine mid-stitch and a child's toys were left scattered on the floor, waiting for a playmate who would never return. The ship's final chapter was as dark as her mystery. In 1885, her final captain, Gilman Parker, intentionally ran the Mary Celeste onto a reef off the coast of Haiti in an attempt to commit insurance fraud. He loaded her with cheap cargo and tried to claim it was valuable. The ship refused to sink immediately, sitting on the reef as a visible monument to her own misfortune. Parker was caught, but the curse of the Mary Celeste seemed to follow him. He died in poverty shortly after. The ship's wreckage was eventually reclaimed by the sea, but the investigation into what happened in 1872 was far from over. Fast forward to the 21st century. In 2006, scientist Dr. Andrea Sella conducted an experiment that provided the most logical explanation yet. He built a replica of the ship's hold and simulated a pressure wave explosion caused by leaking alcohol fumes. The result? A massive flash of flame that would have been terrifying, but crucially, left no burn marks behind. This explains why the crew would have fled in a panic, fearing the ship was about to blow. Yet the De Grey crew found the vessel completely unscorched days later. They fled from a ghost of an explosion. Whether it was a scientific anomaly, a moment of seafaring madness, or something we still don't understand, the Mary Celeste remains the gold standard of maritime mysteries. She reminds us that the ocean is a vast, indifferent place, where sometimes a ship can keep sailing even when the souls on board have vanished into the blue. Tell us your thoughts in the comments section below, and don't forget to subscribe our channel. We are working on more mysteries and trying to uncover them for you. Thank you for watching.